Okay.
Because fuck you. Because I refuse to give you the right answer.
All right. So, welcome everybody to episode, I believe it's 9, I think.
9, yes? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Episode 9 of the Terrorisk podcast. I mean, not much has happened since the last recording. I mean, nothing
Nothing ever happens.
on a macro societal scale, on a personal level. Shit's happening all the time.
In the grand scheme of things, nothing's really happening.
Cain's got some shit fucked up with his bank account. I'm dealing with a fucking move, So it's all
I had
shit.
a pretty wholesome day today. So, that's pretty positive. I saw my mom and grandma today, so I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Were they happy to see you? My little bubba?
Yeah. My bubby and my, bubby light, which is mom. I don't know what they call moms in Jewish society. What, just yentas? No, that's just any gabby female. But
No, they just call him mom. What up,
just call 'em
mom?
mom.
Jew mom. Mom Jew.
Hello, money provider.
Yo, so it sounded like we were getting pretty serious about figuring out a way to get you to New York City to chill, but I gotta get this move out of the way first, and then I'll have a place to host you and all that good shit.
Yeah. Well, as soon as you get that, I remember when we were talking about this last month, you said that if we were to wait a month, then you would have to go through this. So I understand. I was prepared for this. So if we have to push it off another month, that's fine.
Hells
it's not even summer yet, so feels like it.
Hells yeah. So how's your set going on? How's your set going? You still working on it?
Not horribly. I haven't worked on it at all, and I just have the Cosby bit, and then I have a bunch of bits about how women are terrible, and it's not going to go over well. It's yeah, I haven't really tried to work on it.
Oh, women are terrible, huh?
Yeah, well, I feel like we can agree on that. I mean, the people that I associate with, they all tend to, push me in that direction.
I don't think women are terrible. I think women are all right.
Well, after talking to Erica today, it's kind of reaffirmed my view on that. I feel like I think women are terrible until, I stop interacting with them, and then I'm like, women could be all right. Yeah, let's try and interact with women again. And then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's right, they're terrible. So I just need to stop talking to women, and then I'll think that they're cool.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to go about it.
Just the way that you talk to them, it feels like an uphill battle the whole time. So.
No, that's totally understandable.
But that's life, isn't it? Sisyphean, never ending.
Yeah, man, it's the ups and downs, just like comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, man. So, did you
I've
see
been getting into anime recently, huh?
Wait, you've been getting into anime?
Yeah, I actually watched Tokyo Ghoul.
Did you like it?
Putting that off because it was it was cool. Yeah, the first season was nice, but second season it just tapered off in quality. I feel like that's the case for a lot of anime. The first season's always great, and unless it's a really standout series like Hunter x Hunter, wherein and Hisoka is fucking hilarious. His pedophile antics. Pedophiles are just fucking funny. Because, I don't understand it. Whatever I don't understand, I just find funny. Because it's surprising to me that something like that would exist. What is the incentive to be one? They're pretty aware of the fact that it's not cool to do that, right?
It could be genetic, man.
Yeah, I'm genetically depressed, but here I am. You're not dead.
No, I mean, the genetic predisposition for pedophilia could easily be something that was cultivated since ancient civilizations, I mean, we all know the you-know-who's love to fuck their little boys, they love to be balls deep. Yeah, they love to be balls deep in the boys. The Greeks, there's a saying, the Greeks invented sex and the Italians added the women or something like that.
Added the women. The Italians added the huge dicks.
Yeah.
And then thus came the woman.
Big dicks make hot times make small dicks make gay times make hot women. It's a beautiful cycle.
Small dicks create pedophile times, because I think that's the reason why. It's because their dicks were so small that the only holes that they would fit in were children holes.
Or maybe it's how the logic that goes into like wanting to fuck an animal. It's because the animal can't really talk back, you know, it can't really like object. So that's why it's wrong. First of all, yeah, but maybe it's like
an old saying, like, you know, why'd the Welshman fuck the sheep at the edge of a cliff? It's because the sheep would push back.
Yeah.
I have another joke too, which is like it's like an old joke. I should just do it like Norm did that one time, just like list off a whole bunch of old jokes and just like pass them off as my own.
I recently saw something about Norm floating around the Twitter sphere.
Well, let me just say the joke real quick. What do you call an Amish guy with his hand up a horse's ass?
What?
A mechanic. Because horses are their cars.
That was
whatever.
fucking terrible.
It's a joke. You know, jokes are terrible.
Jokes are terrible. The more terrible the joke, the better the joke, is what I always say.
It depends on what mood you're in. If you're in like a saucy, ironic mood, then sure. But anyway, what were you saying?
No, forget. I said some retarded shit about jokes. I'm getting the sense that this is gonna be like a pretty chill episode. I mean, I don't know how you know how much that'll sustain itself. Like the more I drink, but you know, maybe like the more progressively drunk I get on this Suntory whiskey.
Maybe you should just stop drinking so that you can function better.
Dude, don't even. I had a long, hard week. I got a lot of shit done. I deserve this.
Working man.
It's true, dude.
Drink.
I'm a working blue collar man.
Well, this is your second job. What, you gonna puss out on your second job just because your first job? You said it was a long, hard, grueling day. Like, what did you do? You sat in your chair all day.
No, I did a lot of shit outside of work. You're right. My job is bullshit, but like the shit I do outside of work, like the podcast, is real work. So you're right. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking. But you know what? It's like
I always think that getting drunk makes them funnier. It doesn't.
No. Alcohol. Look, alcohol. I have a theory. All right, and I'd like to politely ask that you don't interrupt me until I'm done. But
sorry, fine.
No. I didn't even start yet. So like once I get started, you're gonna feel compelled to interject. Just don't. All right. So my theory is that alcohol actually makes you smarter, you know? Like, you drink a little bit, you get buzzed, suddenly you're more talkative because you're smarter. I mean, naturally you want your, like, novel ideas to be expressed to the people around you, so you become more talkative, and then you showcase how much smarter you are. Then you drink a bit more. Suddenly the thoughts are just rushing so fast through your mind and consciousness, and like all these ideas are just like being easily conceived, and like you just suddenly start like it's almost like hard to stand still. You know, it's almost hard to like stand up straight or like walk straight because you just become that much smarter. And then you drink some more. Suddenly your thoughts are racing so fast, all the information is just pouring into your brain like a violent torrent of data, just, you know, being funneled through a tiny little cornhole. That's, you know, that straight into your mind. Obviously, there's going to be too much to bear, so you're going to start slurring your words a bit. You know, you're literally so smart you can't fucking talk straight. And then you drink some more, and then it's just like intellectual overload. Like you just black out and, you know, you short circuit. So yeah, alcohol makes you smarter, but it can make you too smart, so you can't drink too much of it.
Can I interject? No.
Yeah. That's my theory.
It's a retarded theory.
I think it's totally true. I mean, I think you're retarded for saying it's retarded because it's actually
completely unbelievable.
How is it
Your
unbelievable?
Thoughts are racing so much. Dude, the thing about being sober is that you have control. Like the thing that alcohol robs you of is control, and control is where smartness comes. You know, if you're out of control.
Yeah, you think the smartness is in the control?
Yes.
I don't know. There's smart people who don't have control, right?
No. I think like anybody that's conventionally smart is, has a pretty good amount of control over their lives.
What about Ted Kaczynski? That was a smart motherfucker.
I think like when you're drunk, it's easy to think like, wow, I'm so smart right now.
All right, for the record, that was a joke. Like I wasn't being serious. I don't actually believe alcohol makes you smarter.
Why don't cop out? Don't backpedal now. I mean,
no. I mean, come on. Like, let's not insult the fucking. Like,
don't be like, oh no, I was just kidding. Oh, it was a joke.
No, it's not like that. Like, let's not insult the listeners further. I mean, it would have been funny if it was like, if you just kind of was like, oh yeah, Chris, that's totally true. You should drink some more. And
you just want me to go along with every joke you make? Just
nah, definitely not. That's not.
Chris, that's so funny.
I don't need you to be my little piece of pussy, you know, on the side, just laughing at everything I say. I don't need you to be that king. You're too tall.
I'm supposed to be the foil, okay? I'm supposed to be the guy that contradicts everything you say.
No, you're supposed to be the. Wait, what? You're saying Jay's supposed to be the heel, right?
Jay is supposed to be the guy that agrees with everything you say because he just wants to make me mad. Because he knows that I'm like too like fucking. He's like I'm like a straight man. I'm too logical. Like I'm always like no, that doesn't make any sense. So all right, let's go with. I'm looking at your profile right now. Here's something that caught my eye earlier. If you meet someone who's been in prison, it's apparently common practice to refer to them as bitch. And like me, automatically I'm just like, this is bullshit. What the fuck? So, and, of course, I know it's a joke, but it's like it has to have like some element of believability. Like when you meet them, you say, "What's up, bitch?" or "Hey, bitch, pass me a beer." It's used as a term of endearment to display camaraderie among inmates. And I'm like, what the? That's gonna get you beat up. Why would you do that?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why I'm so fucked up on social media, dude. I can't explain it. It's just something deep in. But you know what? Some people feel it. Some people get it, and some people dig it. I mean, maybe
it's a certain style.
Maybe some people will go to an ex-con and be like, "What up, bitch?" and you know, like bad things will happen. But I can't take responsibility for that. There's no rule on Facebook that says I have to tell the truth. I mean, if you're smart, you'll know I'm not fucking telling the truth.
I know. And I get the trolling style. It's just
maybe I'm doing society a fucking favor. All right, maybe I'm getting stupid people stabbed, and smarter people could get a laugh out of it. You know.
So you're friends with stupid people that would agree. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying my posts are public now, so they're exposed to the world. You know.
Oh, so people that are friends of your friends will see it because like who's gonna just like see that randomly?
You don't. You never know. Like mimetic virality is that the right word? Mimetic virality.
Virality. Yeah, that's gonna go viral.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna believe that. Well, I don't know. That might work. We're on like Black Twitter.
No, I mean, first of all, I only recently started making my posts public. I was always like, nah, if you got to be my friend if you want access to this content. But I was just like,
my
fuck
family
it.
Seeing that shit. So like my family, they won't understand. They'll like fucking text me and be like, "Oh my god, what are you saying, Cain?" And I'll be like, "Oh god, it's a joke." And they're like, "You joke like that with your friends?"
I mean, since we started the podcast, I just like stopped giving a shit. I was like, what the fuck ever, you know? Like, I might as well just go all in at this point. Like, become like completely unemployable, you know, get some laughs out of it, get my thoughts out. You know,
well, you're not saying anything too controversial. Like, I noticed that you shy away from like the pedophile stuff on your public face here.
What do you mean I shy away from it? You want me to make a status about pedophiles, dude? I'll do it any fucking day of the week, bro. You gotta understand.
You gotta understand. Like, I am a pedophile.
You gotta understand. Like a Facebook post I've made in the past has literally prompted the Federal Bureau of Investigations to send agents to my home, to my address, and literally like and screen me for like as a domestic terrorist threat. I'm definitely on a fucking list somewhere, you know. And I was like completely upfront with them. I was completely honest. I was like, you think like, you know, like what was I gonna do? Lie about saying, oh yeah, I'm a shit, you know, that was a shit post. I'm an e-clown, you know, like it's for laugh. Haha, it's a joke. And they're like, do you have any weapons in the house? And I was like, nah. But that was like a total lie. I had like 2 katanas and shit and a bow and arrow with like arrows and stuff.
Those aren't weapons. Those are hobbyist items.
Yeah, you could say that. That's what I would have said. If they caught me with that, I'd be like, those aren't weapons.
These are artifacts.
Yeah, they're fucking antiques. They're antiques. But my swords are like made in like 2020, like 18 and shit. I got my shit custom made, man.
Nice. Well, it's just like you'll say things to me about like, for instance, one of the premium episodes I was going into the whole like people that are molested as kids is like the stigma of society that is that's like the main thing causing trauma. It's not the actual like molestation itself, because back in Greek times, it's not like they had kids going to therapy because of this stuff. Like they just sort of like brushed
by the way,
off.
make sure you don't talk too far into the mic, because sometimes you seem a little distant. Like you're standing on the opposite end of the room that I'm in, and I'm like, yo, Cain, why are you all the way over there, man? Come sit with Papa Chris.
I'm here, yeah.
Come sit on my lap.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, well, anyway, like that's one of the examples that I'm using to say that you're trying to shy away from that stuff. Like, is you're like, oh, no, I don't want to be associated with this because, this is not going to be good for my comedy career.
my illustrious career as a world famous podcaster.
Yeah, or your job. And, like, what can you say, really, to get yourself fired from a job? Because people have, like, that's happened to people before. They'll, like, post something and then, like, somebody will alert their a boss, and then they'll get fired and say like, we don't want our company to be associated with this kind of.
I guess I was never really worried about that because I don't like outright hate any group. I mean, except the Jews, but that's like, you know, that's a joke, everybody. But like, yeah, I don't really outright maliciously wish death upon like a whole group. I wish some of them would be better, you know, like I wish some of them, you know, would be less discriminatory, you know. But whatever. At the end of the day, like I'm not.
You make it clear that you're joking, so you know, like even if anybody were to bring it up, you'd be like, "Well, look at this. Like this is obviously, you know."
Like I could always apologize. Like, listen, I'm sorry if it hurt your feelings. It's just what I post, you know. Like if you don't like it, just block me, unfollow me, cut me out. You have the tools.
I mean, that's not really nice. You can't really use that excuse like when it comes to a job.
All right, so then let's say this. What exactly am I perpetuating aside from like anti-Semitism? That's another joke, guys. I don't really perpetuate anti-Semitism. But what am I actually perpetuating? Really, it's just like
anti-Semitism is enough.
It's just ruthlessly cynical outlooks, and who'd have thought? You know, when you get cynical enough, you start hating the Jews, right?
Well, I feel like I'm pretty cynical, and I don't hate the Jews. I'm just indifferent towards them. Like I know what they do and what they don't do. And
well, yeah, you're one of them, dude.
I'm not actually Jewish. Like I have Jewish DNA, but I'm not like, you know, I don't.
It's in your blood, man. It's in your blood. You can't deny your destiny. Are you
raised,
running away from your destiny? Are you trying to escape your destiny?
I was raised like Irish Catholic. It's just like I don't know. Like I feel like
that's why you're so horny and fucked up in the head. It's because you were raised Irish Catholic. Those motherfuckers are fucked up in the head.
How am I fucked up in the head? I'm fine.
You're so horny and inflammatory, and
I'm not horny. You're the horny one. You're the horny Asian.
And you associate with pedophiles and.
Well, that's that's ironically because everybody gets pissed off at that.
And first of all, I don't have sex because I'm horny. I have sex to assert my dominance, and like you know, like basically.
Yeah, I saw the screenshot with Martha. Yeah, your dominance. Oh man, that was such a pathetic display.
Yo, first of all right, I'm gonna tell you right now, like that was like the second time so far. You brought up fucking Facebook group chat people, which is the exact reason why Jay is so angry with us. So
this is like somebody you were flirting with.
I'm gonna say no. That is same bullshit that Jay did not like.
No, you're being obtuse. No, and like Jay, if he has a problem with, like, fuck Jay, dude. Like,
no, I want Jay to come back soon as possible.
I'm not gonna be his bitch though, just because he has problems with Facebook people. I mean, we have mutual friends here. It makes sense to talk about them.
You know what we need to do, dude? Honestly, straight up, we need to just hang out in person, man. That's really what's supposed to happen here. Just me and you, two boys in the city, just being in the city and just looking at city, just being in the city.
Yeah. Well, that does sound fun. And you can introduce me to the New York nightlife.
Do you know how to ride a bike?
Yeah, of course. I know how to ride a bike.
Awesome. So we'll ride bikes together. We'll rent you one of those. We'll rent you one of those city bikes, those titty bikes.
I'm cool with just walking. I mean, like bikes. Like after Ivy got like, oh no, another Facebook personality. But Ivy, I'll just call him my friend. Yeah, he lives across the street. Ivy broke his fucking shoulder and his hip riding a bike. You know, consecutively. And Scorp, like, he's been shot at on a bike. Like, I would rather be on foot.
All right, so...
Because, like, a bike is something they can steal. So, like, if you don't have any valuables on you, like, ostensibly, then you're good.
All right, wait. I got some news.
What?
So, due to a series of unfortunate events that I won't specify in detail, I've come to discover that there's a high probability that the whole time I've been living here, there's been a harmful species of mold infesting somewhere in the home. And this whole time, I've just been suffering, like, mold toxicity. And the symptoms are, like, so uncannily accurate. You know, it pinpoints exactly, like, what I've been going through. Apparently, one of the things was, like, memory loss. And, like, I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Because there was, like, a long... it's to this day it still happens.
How do you stave that off? NyQuil?
Dude, listen, like, I would be watching shit on Netflix, and then I would, like, be rewinding every 10 seconds, because I would literally watch it with my eyes peeled, phone down, and then I would just forget everything. I'd be like, what the fuck did they just say? And, like, I thought, it upset me, because I was like, what the fuck is going on with me? And I thought it was the stress. I thought it was the stress like of my job, of my like personal relationships and all that shit.
Maybe you're just stupid.
No, dude. And aside from that, it was also like people that were also in proximity within the place and the symptoms that they were going through. And it's just, I can't get into all the details, but yeah, it just sucks to know that I've just been spending so much time in like, not like an emotionally toxic environment, but literally a chemically toxic, hazardous, environmentally toxic environmentally.
I'm in a toxic environment too. Like, I feel like it builds character. And what, black mold? Is that what you think you have?
Look, I don't care. I'm just glad that I'm getting out of here, man. I'm getting into a new place where there's hopefully no mold. Yo, the place is bigger. I can't wait for you to see it in person. It's going to be so good. We're going to stay up. We're going to watch DS9, Dick Suckers 9, Star Trek, the series. We're going to start from episode 1.
I'll talk you into watching some anime instead. But yeah, that sounds
Nah,
fun.
Dude, I could show you some. Did you see Orbital Children yet?
No, what's that?
Oh, do you have a Netflix account?
No.
Okay.
I'm poor, dude.
Why don't you get a job, man?
What? Why? Well, I have many reasons for why I don't want to do. Well, because it sucks. As like it's giving you memory loss and stress and making you want to like drink all the time, and so yeah, those reasons. The reasons like why it's affecting you so badly. I don't want a job. Like I don't know. I've gotten by pretty well so far. I mean, I don't need much. Like, I'm not a materialistic guy by nature. Like, I just need the internet, and I have that. So,
fair enough, man.
I have enough clothes to last me years. Like, I really don't need anything.
You know what I really want to get you?
What?
I want to get you a gun. I want to like get you a rifle. I want to get you something nice, hardy, handy, efficient. I want to get you just a nice like.
Dude,
simple platform, AR-15, semi-automatic.
I don't want a gun. Yeah, that's gonna make me.
I'm gonna get you a gun. Shot. Nah, you're gonna do well with a gun. You're gonna do great things with it.
Yeah, I'll kill myself with a gun. That's what I'll do.
No, you're not gonna kill yourself. What you're gonna do is you're gonna defend rights. You're gonna defend liberty. You're gonna defend people's lives. You're gonna do awesome things with the gun I'm about to bestow upon you. I'm gonna buy you a gun, dude.
I'll write a manifesto. I'll do so many things.
No, I'm just imagining what Cain's mass shooter manifesto would look like. It would probably be the most fucking annoying thing to read. You're like, what the fuck is this drivel? Like, why does he use so many SAT words?
Words. It's gonna be so boring.
It's
it's actually gonna make sense, and you're gonna be like, oh, this guy's actually right. No, I don't want to read this. I can't condemn him.
I would read it. I would read Cain's mass shooter manifesto, 100%, cover to cover, because it would be a hardcover manifesto.
I was reading the recent manifesto of the shooting in, was it Buffalo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of that one guy. I forget what his name is. I feel like I should forget, because if you remember the name, then that's actually giving them what they want. So, like, this is my little wholesome sentiment here. But, yeah, like, I was reading it, and it was actually pretty well thought out, like, except he had, like, Sam Hyde memes peppered throughout, and I was like, this guy's, like, fucking juvenile.
That's pretty funny. Like, he was only 18, though. That's a kid. That's a little baby, dude. Your brain's not even done fully developing yet. Like,
I don't think my brain's done developing. I mean, I'm still learning things all the time. And
how old are you?
I'm 27. So yeah, usually it stops at 25. You're old, okay? You're of an old race, an old species. I'm of the white race. We're new, and this is actually falling in line with the guy's manifesto.
You know what?
The white race is being oppressed.
You know what? I'm also a fucking old soul, man. Like I feel like I've lived in spirit 1,000 lifetimes already. I definitely feel like an old ass motherfucking spirit.
Confucius say, soul is older than the mind.
Hip hop beats and Chinese philosophy, y'all.
Wiggity wiggity wiggity. It's like some Will Smith. Wiggity wiggity. Wiggity whack. Wiggity wiggity whack.
Yeah, we can't burn too much time with that. That's something that would
I'm not good at rapping.
So listen, I'll be like, damn,
rapping is so corny.
These motherfuckers.
And also, like, I'm just,
Yo, we got to write some corny raps. We got to write some corny raps.
And I feel like I'm in a certain mode right now. Like I have to be in a certain like mood or mode to do raps, and I'm not in that mode right now. Like I don't think I want to be.
Look, the only mode that you should be in right now. Listen, the only motherfucking mode you should be in right now is your podcasting mode. Mm-hmm. So I want you to get your fucking game face on, and I want you to help me talk about how great Jameson smooth Irish whiskey is. My God,
podcasting face is telling me to get you to shut the fuck
smooth
up about that. Jameson whiskey.
I'm not even drinking fucking Jameson right now, and I'm thinking about Jameson. That's how much I fucking love Jameson. They better fucking pay us. Yo, in 10 years, when we're still doing this podcast and we're like fucking insane, and we're not sponsored by Jameson by then, I will blow my fucking brains out on Facebook Live.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I don't even know if people will still be on. I don't even know if people will still be on Facebook at that time, but I'm gonna fucking do it because Jameson has to fucking get their shit straight and realize how valuable the Terrorisk brand is in promoting Jameson smooth Irish whiskey.
So valuable. So valuable.
Hells yeah. Hell's fucking yeah, man.
We're platinum.
Anyways, so Cain.
Chris.
So when you were hanging with your mom and your grandma today,
yeah,
did you guys go out to like lunch together?
Yeah, I had a sushi burrito. Actually, it was called a Hawaiian sushi burrito. I think that was like one of the specials that they had. It was $12. So, and if it's expensive, it actually tastes better. I think that's the appeal of sushi is because it's so like inordinately expensive for what it really is, which is raw fish. And like you didn't even cook it.
I think sushi burritos are fucking stupid, man. Don't ever buy that again. Shit's whack.
It tasted great. I got my omega-3s and shit. So like,
well, if it tasted good, then at least you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I didn't even have to pay for it. So yeah, my mom gave it to me. Like they were going to a Mediterranean restaurant, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go to the sushi place right next door. Just give me the money, and I'll just take the sushi into where you guys are at. And the Mediterranean place reminded me a lot of that cafe episode of Seinfeld where Seinfeld went in and tried to like revive Babu's failing business, a Pakistani restaurant, by ordering there all the time and bringing his friends in there, and they just like ruined the place. Like Kramer came in and made a huge mess, and like Elaine was like trying to take an IQ test for George at the time, and Kramer like spilled all this soup on her test, and she was like, "Oh my God, Kramer!" And then she went out and she said, "Yeah, thanks very much. This is a great experience for me." And then Babu was like, "Oh, thank you so much, Jerry. You're very good man, very good." Obviously sarcastic. And Jerry suggested that he change the cuisine to Pakistani food. Like he was just doing like kind of an Americanized version because Pakistani food tastes like shit. But Jerry was like, to make this a real authentic Pakistani experience, you might want to change to Pakistani food. And like Babu was like just so appreciative, and I even just, "Oh, thank you, Jerry. You are such a good man." So, and then eventually the business bankrupted because nobody likes going to Pakistani restaurants to actually eat Pakistani food, which is like dirt cakes and I don't know, sepsis. They just eat straight up sepsis in a vial. But
yeah, I'm still fucking.
And that was what the experience was. Like. It was like I went in there, it was just us three, and there was like kind of like weird.
I'm still fucking blown away.
What?
I'm still fucking blown away at these airline prices, from like Salisbury to fucking...
I have an American Airlines credit for $300, like the one I was going to use to go see Eva, so I can use that to see you.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But still, it's like so fucking... It's like rape, dude. It's like $700 for a round-trip flight.
And thanks for totally stomping all over my Pakistani guy story. But, whatever. You asked. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just got distracted because my priority is to get Cain into New York City, and then I'm gonna give him like a bag of cocaine, a bag of ketamine, and like an eighth of shrooms, and like.
No, don't do the ketamine. Just give me 2 bags of cocaine.
And a bottle of vodka.
I don't need that either.
And I'm just gonna see what
all uppers.
And I'm just gonna see what becomes of him.
I'm planning on dying of.
I'm gonna give him everything.
I'm gonna die of like a heart palpitation when I'm there. Cause
I kind of want to see that, man. And like, if that happened, fuck, maybe that'll make Jay want to come back to the podcast. It's like, Cain died. And Jay's like, really? Oh, man, I guess we should do another episode of the podcast and talk about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I'm the reason that he left.
No, I'm just fucking with you, man. The real reason why Jay left, all right, he didn't leave per se. He's not gone. He just took a short hiatus. Like he has shit going on. And you know what? I could fucking empathize with that. All right, I could empathize with that because I myself am going through a move, of change in residence, and that really does disrupt your routine. It disrupts your life. It disrupts your ability to podcast effectively. I'm just made of stronger stuff, so I'm still here, But Jay, much love to you, man. We want you back. we hope we have you back soon, and we hope you get well soon.
You can take him or leave him. But if you want to come back, whatever. I mean, it's supposed to be us three, so it's really financially, it's going to be just kind of a bother if you don't come back because the pay is split 3 ways.
Yeah, right. No, yeah. We would still have this third. We become millionaires, and they're just yeah, Jay, we have $300,000 set aside from you, but you can't get any of it unless you have to do
400 podcasts by yourself before you can claim it.
That would be really delicious. He's we make him our podcast co-host / slave. It's yeah, you want that money, don't you? It's right there.
Yes.
You
7 more years for you, buddy.
And this is why you people have to subscribe to our Patreon. Give us that $5 a month. Fuck it, just do it. It's an initial donation, and you'll forget all about it. You'll forget that you're even giving us $5 a month. It'll just be a very discreet charge on your credit card, and while that credit card's still active, you keep giving us $5 every month, and we'll make you great content. And if you give us enough money, we'll make you better than great content. We'll make you the best content. We're gonna make videos of taking Cain to Japan and watching the little Japanese people oogle this tall white man, this tall white specimen. He's yeah, I'm just from America. I'm from Delaware.
I'm from the new
Japanese
race.
Girls
Welcome.
Will be wow.
I come in peace. And just look down at them.
So anyway, that's my pitch.
How quaint.
We did our Patreon pitch for the episode, so we could check that box off. We did personal news. We did. I think we did all of our main points. So now I'm pretty sure we could burn the next hour and a half. I mean, the next half hour on dick jokes.
Oh, cool.
I'm kidding. We don't have to do that.
I'd rather just talk about stories that we've, I mean, you are such a worldly man, right? Living in New York and doing the DJ thing, and you have experience, and that's what I'm trying to, because I feel like that's what people like to hear is stories. The Pakistani thing was going to evolve into something beautiful, and you fucking snuffed it right out.
I'm sorry. We could go back to that. We could circle. All right. Look, we could always play a card. Let's circle. I just want to circle back to this for a minute. So play that card right now. Say it.
Well, now it's just it's the time. It's not a very timely thing right now. But no, anyway, the guy just reminded me of Babu because he told my mom that she didn't have to pay because he felt bad about me going to the sushi place.
Really?
And he was like,
"So you guys got a free sushi burrito out of it from some Pakistani man?"
No, they got their meals free, and they just got Pakistani salads. It's literally what they were called, and they were just normal salads. But then I think the guy he felt kind of bad that I was no, I don't want this fucking food. And I was checking out his artwork and looking really judgmental about what the artwork was.
You put your best Cain face on.
Yeah, I was stroking my chin and shaking my head. Nah, I'm not gonna invest in this place.
You guys aren't worth my attention. Oh, well, at least the food was good. Outside. The food was good. The vibes were good, and you got a good experience out of it. That's really what matters at the end of the day.
My grandma, though, she's doing cognition, and that was
really
kind of unsettling to see, because I thought she was always a smart grandma. She was the rich grandma who always had it together. My other grandma is one with Alzheimer's, so but she's getting up there. She's almost 80, so you can't really stay quick forever, unfortunately. But yeah, me and my mom had a good time talking. But it's funny. We went to the zoo afterwards, and the exhibits that we have there are so bland. It's not a very groundbreaking zoo. We have things like deer and foxes and squirrels and rabbits, a cockroach exhibit. We could just see this in our backyard.
Does your mom drink?
I think occasionally, celebratory drinking, but that was very, very rare. Like she
You should ask your mom. You should ask your mom. It's like, hey mom, can we go drinking together and see what she says? I'm curious.
Well, and she just, we both kind of do the same thing. We just kind of go to sleep. We both lose interest in talking. Like almost
Yeah, but you're
immediately.
telling me you never went out and drank with friends and had a good time?
Never at a bar. Like it's always at some unconventional location, like at a campground, like where there's like I don't know girls there too, so that makes things fun. You actually want to compete and talk and be funny, so that the girls like will laugh and you can have a chance at getting laid. But
All right, what if you and your mom went to a restaurant and you ordered like some appetizers from Chili's or whatever, and you got some beers, some big tall glasses of beer, or some cocktails, something fun like a margarita, and you guys just drank it out and over some finger foods? I think you should drink with your mom, dude. Just try it.
I've drank with my mom before. It's just kind of underwhelming, Because
I bet your mom is mad cool.
We have like a really formal relationship. She is cool. It's just we have fun and like the kind of how coworkers have fun, like the office politics kind of fun. Like it's just very kind of like sharp and acerbic and sarcastic, and it doesn't really translate well to like a drunk dynamic.
Well, I think on certain levels, like once you get to a point where you're no longer beholden to your parents at all, is the point where you could start like experimenting with the dynamics of your relationship. Like, like with me and my dad was always my dad and he was always an authority. But like, I was also independent when I was really young. So once I reached that phase of independence, for me at that point it was like, okay, I don't really, if I say something that pisses off my dad, I don't have to give a shit. It's not like I rely on him for anything. I'm my own person.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so
you don't want to hurt their
say,
feelings,
yeah,
though. You care about your parents.
Yeah, so I start talking to my dad the same way I would talk to like my friends in a group chat. I would make the same like jokes and the cynical references, and my dad got a huge kick out of it. And like I think it made him like open up to me more. It made him like want to talk to me on like an equal level. He like just recently, like on the most recent phone call before I visited him, he like unloaded a lot of shit on me. And of course, like, I wasn't fazed by any of it because like I like so many of my friends are like dead at this point. Like you think I haven't seen my share of like issues and whatever. So like I let my dad unload, and it felt good because I feel like he wasn't afforded that for a long time because he's surrounded by like his wife and his young kids. He doesn't really get he barely sees his best friend anymore, my godfather.
What did he unload on you?
Just his thoughts, his outlook on like life and the world, and like your role in it.
Like anything too controversial that like he wasn't able to talk to you?
No, not at all. Just like no, it's not at all. It's really just kind of more like it's like a nuanced outlook where some people might find it depressing, some people might find it inspirational, some people might find it a little bit of both.
He's just real with you. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like hard for
he was sincere, honest.
Be real with like young kids. Like my dad's the same way, and I've had like similar experiences in my adulthood with my dad where I felt like, wow, this is really cool, because we can actually bond about our actual thoughts and feelings that you felt like you had to spare me from. Like I'm ruined now, just like you.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Actually,
It's
talk like real human beings.
And you know what? I think at that point the fathers can only hope, especially with their sons. Their only hope is like, by the time you get to this point where we could actually bond over being fucked up, I just hope you don't resent me. And I don't resent my dad, so since like I'm just as fucked up as he is now, and I don't resent him, that like opens up the channel for like an honest and sincere like equal relationship, based on like mutual respect, as opposed to like I don't know, prior engagement,
Yeah, out of obligation for like having to continue the father-son relationship, because that all like the obligation's always going to be there. I mean, that's why you're talking in the first place. But like you can set that aside for a little bit and just kind of let loose and be like, all right, while I'm here, I might as well have a good time. So yeah, I understand that.
It's actually really funny. Like I've last time I saw my dad, I was inquiring on a lot about the a lot about what the family was into, particularly like my generation, like my cousins. And they're all like, they all have so much drama with their family, and like I have the least amount of drama, and you know, it's like, yeah, I'm not the most successful one out of all of them, but I'm definitely the one who causes the least amount of problems when it comes to like interfamilial dynamics. You know, like I'm never the one like the family has to talk about. They're just always like wistfully looking away, like, I wonder how Christopher's doing. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, bitch.
Secretly,
I'm mysterious.
They care about you more because they know that you're not going to give them a hard time. They've already written you off as a failure, so they don't have to like feel.
Yeah, exactly. They could trust that, like, yeah. Yeah, but that also makes trying to connect with them a little hard, especially if I know when they're going through hard times. Like recently I found out my aunt was going through a divorce, so I tried reaching out to her, and like I know for a fact that like she probably at this point, she's at her lowest point, like where her pride's probably not that good, and she was always like a strong stoic figure in my life, but I know she doesn't want me to see her like this, like for sure. That's probably why she hasn't responded.
Yeah, right.
But I could probably teach her a thing or two, you know? Like, I think that's what she's most afraid of, is, like, getting schooled by her own nephew, who she, like, helped raise at one point. Like,
yeah. That makes sense.
But I know what her life is about. I was there to see it, you know, what it all accumulated to. And I walked a very different path. You doing okay there? You hanging in there, bud? How are you feeling? You got your bang?
No, I don't. It's just I was just like.
What's wrong, man?
I'm trying to remember what we were talking about. That I had something to like add, but now you're just. I mean, like, yeah, I can like add things about.
We were talking about like family drama and shit.
Well, family drama, like it was just, you know, I was talking.
And we were talking about your mom and your grandma.
It was about like me and my mom like not having like a good dynamic while we were drunk, and you were saying like, well, you know, it's just become where you can, and I don't think that's the case really. I mean, like it's just, you know, it's just how we are. Like I don't know. Like,
I feel you.
I think I have a pretty good. Well, I think we've always.
Do you get along better with your
dynamic? Like we don't. I don't think they were ever like pussyfooting around, like telling me the truth about things. So.
Do you get along better with your pops, your dad?
Actually, I'm sort of a mama's boy. I get along better with my mom because, you know, I just. We have kind of like a gay guy kind of relationship, me and my mom. Like we can just be like, really sassy. Yeah. Yeah,
She's
we can
the
be
fag
really
hag
sassy
and you're the
together.
gay dude.
And my dad isn't. Like he's just really stoic and.
So it's like so you guys are basically like on some Will and Grace
pretty
shit.
Much. And then that pissed off my grandma because she couldn't participate, and she was just like, "It's fucking faggots."
I would hang out with your grandma. I should have been there. Should have been like a double date.
Well, sorry I wasn't like branching off from like what you're saying about like you and your aunts. I don't really have a similar example in my life that I can talk about. Like,
nah, dude.
Because my aunts.
Nah, dude. We're not obligated to like constantly keep up with each other's thoughts. You know, we're just shooting the shit. We're basically just hanging out. I mean, honestly, we are kind of like fighting an uphill battle when it comes to like podcast production, because for one, we were never in the fucking same room together, and you know how much easier that is to. I would know, like, you know, that other podcast I do with Fred, like. That's, you know, we're in the same place. I could definitely see the difference, like how like being in the room with the person, communicating with them over like drinks and whatever, like it just flips everything around, you know. But I think that also in a lot of ways is our strength, because despite our our distance, not to sound gay or anything, but despite our distance, we make it work, and we have pleasant conversations.
Yes, we do indeed. And. All right, well, whatever. Well, we'll just take it naturally. It's just, I just get like kind of like pissed off when I'm like about to like go into something, and then I get cut off. So you know, like that's shared by pretty much everybody. But whatever.
I'm sorry to cut you off for your Pakistan man story. The guy who sounded like
No,
Abu.
I was just trying to explain that like me and my mom's dynamic is, you know, it's just solid. You know, we don't. I don't think there's any evolution that really needs to take place there. At least not right now. But.
Word. Would you want to take care of her someday?
Presumptuous about like, well, I mean, like not all family relationships are the same, and and also I just wanted to like go into like what my dad and I's relationship is like. Well, wait, sorry, what was that?
That's like a big rapper motif. I was just saying that's like a big rapper motif where it's like I'm gonna take care of my mama. I'm gonna buy my mama a house.
Well, I don't really have the means to do that. Like I've always been like, yeah, that's right, ma. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm true to my word. And then she's like, you better. And I'm like, oh fuck, I've.
Yeah, you do. You have a means to do that. You have and have been working on the Terrorisk platform. You know, if we just stay consistent, if we just keep the course, I am confident that eventually we will have the ear of many people at once, and we'll be able to say like wildly reckless and irresponsible things like kill this person, and they do it. No, that's a joke. I don't
PSA to all the fans.
That might be going too far.
We're gonna target these
I wouldn't
individuals.
actually do that.
And then like whenever the feds knock on our doors, they know it's a joke. If they take it seriously, that's their fault.
It was a joke. Like God, we said it was a joke. Wink, wink.
Free speech
Like
is
it was a
good.
joke.
What I really want is another cigarette, but it's hard to like take this little setup outside.
Can't you just smoke inside? Like, can you smoke in your apartment?
Well, it's just, like I've already like stipulated to my roommates, like don't smoke vape in here because I don't like it. It irritates my nose. So if I were to like smoke, then I feel like they would feel like they have free reign to do whatever they want to do, and I don't want them to do that. So, like I'm just trying to like keep the peace here with our mutual habits. How do I smoke and keep talking to you?
Just do it, man. You could do it. You could figure it out. I know. I believe in you. All right. Here's what we'll do. Right. We only have 15 minutes left in the episode, so we'll keep it going, and then you could have your cigarette.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. Okay.
All right. There's the attaboy. So how do we burn this last few minutes of this low energy? I refuse to call this episode bad. I'm just gonna call it chill because it is chill. It's a rainy day for me, at least. I don't know if it is for you. And it's a nice, like, cozy kind of vibe, I think. I mean, I've been getting hammered, and I don't feel that same, like, I'm gonna fucking burn the world. Right now I feel like I'll let the world live just for one day. That's my energy right now. That's my feel.
I don't think it's been low energy. I feel like I've been
It's my vibe.
Pretty consistent throughout. Like, there's not many lulls. Just like, the one after you, like, kind of like, going off about like different family relationships and. Here's me and Aunt. What about you? And then I was just like, I don't. I'm still stuck in a past conversation. But.
Dude, I love it. I fucking love it. I think it's so, like, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's wonderful. Anyways, I'm glad that you were able to catch up with your mom and your grandma today, because for a second, like, dude, I felt really worried about you the past few days. Like, you were going through some serious fucking hardship, and I was like, damn, I wish I could do more to help Cain.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I was just like a fairy on your shoulder, like, hey, come on, you could do it, Cain. This is what you have to do.
Yeah,
Do it.
Well, yeah,
And you're like,
all
shut
those
the fuck
remarks
up,
always
but
sound
all right.
condescending
Like,
to me. It's like, are you okay?
I know they sound condescending.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
they
okay.
sound condescending, but someone has to do it, and it might as well be me, your beloved podcast co-host.
And I don't think this was necessarily a low energy episode. Like, I think
Right?
we just didn't, condemn anything outright or call for the death of any particular institution today. So it may have seemed low energy to you. This is just
All right.
it's a real
No. It's not
conversation
too
that we're having.
late.
It's just, it doesn't have to always include
Yep.
like these weird things about like, are you trying to like preserve the brand? Like, we got to keep this edgy. We got to make sure we're on fire.
Maybe you're right. Maybe we don't always have to be edgy, because like we could not. We're still people, right? We could just talk about
Yeah.
real shit like
Like
family
movies or
matters.
something, like movies.
And,
Like, that's a big topic that I like to
Oh
talk
my
about.
god, I love talking about movies. I cannot
And
stop
this is-
talking about movies.
I feel like we've been avoiding it because Jay, he's like, they suck. Movies are gay. And it's like, well, no, they aren't. Like,
No,
he's
I
he's
know
doing
for a
this
fact.
intellectual posturing.
I
He's
know
like a reader.
for a fact.
He's a big reader.
No, I know for a fact Jay likes movies. All right, me and Jay have shared some similar movie likes, and I know that he likes movies. He just talks shit about it. You know, he likes to talk shit about everything. But
yeah, but he never
likes
drops
movies.
a character.
Even though he
character,
talks shit.
quote unquote.
That'll be a good character, you know, just someone who talks shit about everything. It was funny the way he broke down. It's like, they're all so predictable, blah, blah. And then you were just like, well, baseball games are so predictable. It's always one team beating the other.
Oh, yeah, it's so easy to contradict. It's like, well, a great character, so much substance there. If I can just say that, like, just, oh, baseball, always same, too. And that, like, just immediately dismantles the whole argument. So, it's like, they're a huge part of our lives. And, like, so are TV shows. Like, he's not trying to start a book club. Like, Jay, I doubt, could talk at like, length or extensively about any novel. Like, what has he even read? Like, he says he reads all the time. Like, what are you reading? Internet articles? Like, or your own posts? Like, he would never give an example. It just comes off fake to me. You fake ass nigga. But maybe that's how the game is played. It's just gotta be fake.
Yo, if I just I don't know, cause like I'm just thinking about the brand, and I'm just like, man, if we ever got a little bit of money, I would I would break off your share, but I would use my share and I would just put it all in merch. Cause like I just want my fucking Terrorisk t-shirt, god damn it. I just want a t-shirt in that stupid fucking font with the McDonald's colors. Like I want that
That'd
shit.
Be so cool.
I think
somebody
it'd be
asks
tight.
you what your shirt is.
I'll
It's
rock
like,
it.
oh, it's my podcast.
No, that would be the opposite of cool, dude. That would not be cool. That would be
It's a
uncool. Joke. Hey, what's that shirt from?
Oh, just pass. Yeah. No big deal. It's just, yeah, great. So I'm wearing it as my shirt. You know, I've listened to every other podcast, and I just got to say, I think mine's the best. And that's why I'm repping mine, you know?
No, podcasting is clearly it's like this big war of attrition.
Yeah, like
you just
football.
gotta keep it going, even when the chips are down and you're in the red. You just fucking keep it going. You know what? All right, so like, as long as like Jay's still dealing with his shit, I'm going to choose to keep it going. I hope Cain, you're in this with me, man.
Yeah, I'm in it. What else am I gonna do?
You know what's cool? It's like it's kind of like a audible diary that you share with another person.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'm just trying to like still stay with the like the notion of it being entertaining or like somewhat comedy oriented, and I would like that to be the.
Well, it's always going to be entertaining if we keep it like, I don't know, as personal as possible, because the more personal it is, the funnier it is, because people's real lives are full of such funny and shitty shit. Like, like my life is full of such funny and shitty, ironic shit.
Okay, well, here's an aunt story I have. We're just gonna go off of that. Then, like, me and my aunt.
Let's do it, baby.
Okay, my aunt, like, she is the youngest of her siblings, so she was kind of like a brat. She acts like a prima donna and stuff. And she would get, like, drunk at all these family functions. And one day, I was, like, really young at the time. I think I was about, like, 8, maybe, like, 7 or 8 years old. And I went to Annapolis to have, like, a Christmas dinner. And we do that every year. Like, the whole family gathers in Annapolis for Christmas dinner. And my dad was there. That was back when my dad and my mom were still together. And he,
what up, Pops?
This may have precipitated their breakup, actually, is his behavior there. Because my aunt,
I hate you, bitch.
Well, she was drunk, and she decided that she would.
I fucking hate you too.
She would make fun of me because I guess I was doing
Look at
something.
this little scrawny little son we got. This
and
fucking little fag that we have for a son. I'm drunk.
Insult. She was just like, "You're dumb. You look dumb. That sweater's dumb." And I was wearing like a fox sweater.
Wait, your mom did this to you?
No, my aunt.
Your mom said this to you?
My aunt, the youngest aunt. And like,
was your mom and dad around?
They were like in the adjacent room, but like she was just relentlessly. She was like, "Why are you dressed like this?" I had like a beanie on and like turned sideways. I thought it looked cool, and she was like, "What the fuck? You look stupid." And I like went over to my dad and complained. I was like,
"What the fuck?"
I was crying. I was like,
"What the fuck?"
Aunt Courtney thinks I'm dumb. She said I'm dumb.
How old was your aunt?
I think she was like 26 at the time.
She was a shitty fucking 20-something. Yo, I would have smacked it. You should have beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, that's
dude.
what happened. I didn't beat the shit out of her. Like, my dad actually went over to her and just decked her right in the face. But she was,
what?
Yeah, like it was a fucking sucker punch. Like, she was sitting down in a chair and he punched her in the face. like from the side,
What?
and she actually toppled over to the side, and she didn't even.
Oh my
She just
fucking God.
didn't even know what hit her. Like I was like really, my jaw dropped because my dad has never been violent. And he just like out of nowhere, like fucking just go, and just based on my word alone. So like I'm like a little 8-year-old kid, and I'm like, Aunt Courtney said I'm dumb, and he just went over and like punched her, and I was like, oh wow, Dad. Whoa,
All right, you know what?
Kind
I could see why you don't speak so highly of your dad because he's a fucking woman. But then again, it is his sister, so it's like it's different when you punch your sister.
No, beating women is based. What do you mean? I just didn't know how to react because I was like, well, this is getting real. Like adults are fighting, and it was because of me. So in a way, I was kind of proud. I was like,
How did your aunt react to that?
Fight for my honor. My aunt, she didn't really. She was drunk out of her mind, so she didn't really know what happened. She was just like, what? And she was a bit disoriented for a while.
You should. And how old were you?
I was like, like 7.
What?
Yeah.
She was saying this shit to a 7-year-old?
Yeah, so she was extremely.
What the fuck is wrong with her?
Extremely out of line. And yeah, I didn't even get it myself. I was like, why is she being so fucking mean? Fucking bitch. So I decided I would tell on her. And yeah, I didn't expect that to be the result. But that's the kind of relationship I have with my aunt, which is why I don't have any aunt stories to contribute. Like, I do not have a cool aunt like
Holy
you do.
shit!
Like we were always kind of like. I think it's because she saw me as like competition for attention, because I'm an only child and she was the youngest child.
I think the problem. I mean, I know the obvious difference here between your aunt and my aunt, plural even aunts, is that your aunt was obviously dumb as shit. I mean, not to reflect on you or your or your other family members in any way, but just from what you're telling me, your aunt sounds like a really dumbass person.
Well, yeah, she was coddled.
Just
she's coddled her entire
actually,
life. She's never had a job. She like cheated on this guy.
Just to sit there as a 26-year-old and like shit on a 7-year-old, like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
I'm better friends with her ex than I am with her. If that tells you anything. Like this just random guy I call Uncle Bill. Because he was my uncle for a while. They got married, and then she cheated on him, and he's like fucking great. He's a great, funny dude, like cool as shit. He's like a musician. He's like recorded for a lot of bands. He's like a producer. He has like great music collection and taste. He's good. He's tall.
Dude,
he's like 6'4".
I think she should be screened for borderline personality disorder. To be honest,
she most definitely has it, but I don't think at this point in her life. I think she's in her 30s now. She won't. Whatever the age is, I don't feel like doing the math, but yeah, she. You don't really get diagnosed later in life like that. Like it's more of like stemming from.
You just live with your psychotic
it's just
shit.
Pathologies that originated early, like due to trauma that you can't really pinpoint. So, she's just. I memean, she doesn't act like that anymore. She grew up, but it took her a long time. Because my grandma.
Yo, I already thought of the perfect title for this episode. It's going to be called Family Matters.
All right.
I think that's a very apropos title. What do you think?
Apt,
yeah.
Yeah, it's an apt title. Apropos.
Oh man.
Say that like I say that sometimes.
Apropos,
just because,
motherfucker.
Yo, that shit apropos. But yeah, it is.
All right. Yo, by the way,
what's the time?
We got about 4 more minutes of recording. So, you got any plugs? Is there anyone you want to plug? Is there any artists in your life that you want to plug while we have our listeners?
Artists.
Look, all right, I'll go first.
Numero uno here.
All right, let's do it. Plug yourself, man. Plug yourself. And where
just
you
did.
plug the whole. All right, so look up my music, Chris Komodo, ChrisKimodo at whatever, I don't know. That's just me. Look me up on Spotify, Google. I'm there. I'm in all this shit. Look up my other podcast, Unga Bunga. I'll let you find it. I'll let you figure out the logistics behind that. And otherwise, I'm as far as my personal thoughts, to close things off, I just want to say that I'm worried about you, Cain. I think you're headed on a path of ruin, not because of your behavior or anything in your look, not because of your behavior or anything that you do. It's just because of the environment. I think society is like crumbling before us real time. And I also think we're like destined to die horrible deaths much too quick because society is just collapsing. And most people are going to die, and statistically, probability-wise.
Most people are going to die.
Yeah, probability-wise.
I think all people are going to die. Yeah, it's just
not all people. I have faith that some people are going to survive at least, but I think I'd be one of the ones that die.
Some people are immortal. You know, that just happens sometimes. Some people get lucky.
I hope not. I hope I could be one of the few people who survive during societal collapse.
We're not going through societal collapse. Such a ridiculous notion. This is like it's like we're living the best time that humanity has ever experienced or ever known. I mean, how is your life hard?
It's fucking absurd, as I say.
I know suffering's relative, and you adjust your suffering to be compatible with the times. But this really it's a really easy, great life to have, and you don't need to be worried about me. I feel like I should be worried about you, but I'm not because well, I just don't care. But also, I do care a little bit. You live in New York, and you seem to have... Really, I'm just jealous of your income. But other than that, I feel like where I live is pretty cool. I mean, there's some drive-bys here and there. That happens. It's not like there aren't drive-bys in New York.
True. It's not that frequent, though. We don't often have drive-bys. Anyways...
I'm pretty careful.
Anyways, that's going to do it for the regular episode, and Cain's really got to smoke a cigarette. So, ready? 3, 2, 1, and cut.